think you should.
What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Golem, GNT. So shout out to Tybalt Archimon, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. You are the lucky person we get to review. If you guys are also interested in getting shouted out on the Crypto TV channel, all you have to do is leave a comment below of what your top altcoin is, and I will be sure to pick one of you guys out. Otherwise, let's just move on to the rest of the video. We're on the cryptocurrency market cap right now, and I'm just refreshing the page quick so we can view what is happening. And as you notice, we are already back down to 260 billion. I'm sure you guys were aware of this. So we went from 280 billion all the way back down to 260 billion. And we'll talk about that in a second. Bitcoin dominance is up though. So you can see a lot of that is basically the money that came in went into alts, and the money that left from alts. But a huge sea of red all over the page. Very, very, very interesting. Going on to Litecoin right now, I just wanted to mention what somebody commented and I think could hold true, is that basically he said the reason we moved so high up and so low down is because we hit a line of support and bottomed out, and basically people bought into it and made a quick short or a swing trade off of that and made money. But that does hold true, and it does sound to be right. But as you guys saw in the last episode of Crypto TV, that I do think Litecoin is still in a bullish pattern, and I do think we should break out based on the way these charts are holding. If I just zoom out though, you'll notice that we are still holding this triangle pattern. Now you'll notice though that we did, which was wild, shoot all the way up to $138, which was pretty awesome to see Litecoin move that quickly, that fast. But as you can see, we are already back down to 118, back at that line of support that we have. I could just draw to make it easier for you guys to see that this is a line of support that we are pretty much bouncing off of right now. A very small line. We do have one as well as at around 126. If I just zoom out a little bit, you can see it's like the tops of these coins right here, right around 124, 126 range. But you can see that we are pretty much getting to the 124, 126 range, can't hold it, and then we fall to this line of support here, or resistance, at around 118, 119. So that's where we're pretty much at right now. Obviously, we are looking for some signs to move up. If I go onto the 4-hour chart, though, what I wanted to show you guys was we did need to pull back slightly. You'll notice we did run up and pretty much, I'd say, retest the middle moving average. As you can see here, we came pretty darn close. But if you notice, we were also very nearing oversold for how quickly we did a run within like the day. So to see a pullback on this scale was almost predicted to see something pull back like that. I'm still bullish on Litecoin, being that if I go back to the daily, you'll notice that this was a new low for Litecoin. And you'll notice the last time we had a low, we were at around $100, and now our new low is around $110 or $112. So you can see that we are still setting higher lows, which is good, as well as lower highs. So what we're looking for right now is to break this higher low right here. So sorry, this lower high. If we can go above that and close above a lower high like here, we should be pro Litecoin, or expect a breakout in that case. But again, what we are still looking for is a move to E and not downwards. We are looking to maintain and not retest this, or theoretically it could be a double bottom and we could bounce up off that, but we kind of have to play how this market is. Quite a candle though, bringing us down, and you can see we are slowly starting a new day, a new candle, and we'll see whether or not we can go up or if we're going to continue downwards. Obviously, we're looking for an upwards movement because we still do need to come back up and retest that MMA, as well as the test E right here and that line of resistance. We are still low on the RSI, so that is an indicator though that we do need to go up, and we have the potential and the room to move up higher, and that's what I like to see. It's whether we can get enough volume in Bitcoin and in Litecoin, and we can get enough volume that comes into Litecoin to bring us higher. Now, I was looking at some news articles that said that there's a lot of potential that's going to happen with Litecoin soon, and a lot of people are pro Litecoin, and I am too. Whether we're going to see a run within the next few days, I don't know. Probably not, but basically, and actually, I don't know if you guys have watched other crypto channels on TA, but if you looked at their videos, which I find interesting, and I believe I was the first one on this, correct me if I'm wrong, but as you guys notice, I drew this line here. Everybody else had their line of support at the bottom up like this. You'll see here, right here. And then you saw they broke down. And this could have been a triangle here, and we did break down from that. So in order to be accurate, you have to draw it like this as a new line of support. So I believe I was the first one who did that, and some of you guys were like, we did break down, and I do think we did break down from that, but this is now becoming the new triangle, that new pennant flag that we're looking at. Otherwise, if you guys would be so kind as to just comment where you guys are from, so if you can leave a comment below and just let me know where some of you guys are, I'll be sure to try and shout you guys out tomorrow in my next video, because I want to see if my fans are all from the United States or if I got some fans in like the Netherlands or Germany. I think that'd be awesome to see how amazing our channel has been growing. Also, thank you to you guys. We just broke the the 1,300 subscriber count. So, and we are booming. We keep flying up on the charts, on the subs. Every day I wake up, we got another like 20 subs. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, and please be sure to leave a comment below as to where you're from or your general location. But let's just move on. So as you guys can see, we do need to move back up, and I do think we are. Let's just see if this candle can at least close above this support line. That's the general direction we're looking for. We're not looking to break down below it, but something above, that's what we're going to have to keep an eye on. Moving on to Bitcoin, we're pretty much the same scenario with Bitcoin. As you can see, we did bottom out right here, and we are now currently moving up. We did bottom out, and we did move up from that, and we're now breaking down again. You can see the same exact pattern happened with Litecoin too. We are now in a next candle. Interesting. We are now in the next candle, and we'll see where that happens. Obviously, in this one, we want to close above here and not break this line right here, or we're probably going to go down pretty far. Litecoin does have a little bit of room, but Bitcoin is a little closer, so we got to pay attention to that. We do want to see a move upwards, and I do think we can. I think we have the potential to move upwards and not break below this line of support here. We do, again, still need to hit line E, the last E point on the Elliott wave, and complete the Elliott wave triangle, and then retest that middle moving average. And I do think that's going to happen very, very, very shortly, so pay attention to that. Now, some of you guys were like very anti-Ethereum, and if you want, please leave in the comments below why you're so anti-Ethereum. Now, I am more of the type to look at cryptocurrency for its TA purposes, not really what the company is, although I know I should eventually look into its its company's purposes and what it stands for. But I do know Ethereum is a relatively good cryptocurrency. Obviously, we do need some more money to move into crypto to get a higher volume. But if this was any other cryptocurrency that I was reviewing, to see being extremely oversold on the RSI on the daily, being under the middle moving average, and following this descending triangle pattern, hitting support again right here, this looks like it does have the potential to pop. Whether it goes all the way up to 1400, I can't say, but at least to retest the MMA is very possible. It's very possible. So I don't really understand why you guys are very negative about that. So if you can let me know a little more information, and maybe you have a news article that backs that, please be so kind as to share what exactly your reasoning is. But we are still hitting this line of support. My issue with this is the longer we hang out in this region, the more of a chance we have to go down. We are using this, I believe, a few times as support, which is scary, and I do think we need to move up higher. But like I called in yesterday's video and the day before, I figured we were going to hang out around this area and just consolidate for a few days, only because you can see we dipped very low and we came far away from the line of resistance of up here. So what I inferred is that we were going to have a few days of consolidation. I guess across the board you can see we had a few days here of consolidation, but in Ethereum as well, kind of in between these two lines here, until we get closer to this line of resistance here, and then we'll see what happens, whether it's going to want to break above and kind of shoot up a little bit, maybe go from 377 to 6, if not all the way to 700, or if we're just going to break below it. But what we're looking for mainly in Ethereum is to see a break above this line of resistance here. That's the big play, and it is coming up very, very, very soon, so make sure you pay attention to that as well. Moving on to, I believe it is Golem. Let's just check if I'm pronouncing that right. Golem. Yeah, Golem GNT. This was an interesting chart, mainly because I looked on the sidebar, and this does not have much play in the crypto. This is Golem to Bitcoin, and there is not much money that has been moving in and out of Golem. So it doesn't seem to be a very expensive token. Not that that means anything. You can still obviously make money on something like this. But what I've noticed is there are a few lines of support and resistance within the triangle that I wanted to show you guys. First, this one's probably the hardest one to draw because it's tough to tell where its line of support and resistance is. You can see how up here we're touching the wick here at the top, but like I always say, it's not smart to play it like that. So my best bet to draw on this would be something like that. That would be my best indicator of a line of resistance. Obviously it's had a few in the past and it did break out of that, and I'm sure if we drew on here you would see where the breakout was. But that breakout point was a point of support for Golem. That's what you want to look for. That this, maybe even right here, was a area of support. So by doing that, we can now draw it all the way down, and we can see that this is where it hit before it reversed and went higher. So that is going to act as a line of support. Now that's what we're looking for again with Golem. As you can see, we are setting higher lows, and we are trying to form a descending triangle. So if I just zoom in a little bit more, you'll see how much more this looks like a descending triangle. How about now? Does it look like a descending triangle now? You can see that we've had 3 touches at the top, 1, 2, 3, and I can probably pull this down farther and get a 4th touch, just like that. You can see, so 1, 2, 3, almost 4, bouncing off this line of the middle moving average, and then hitting it here for 4, 5, so 3, 4, 5, 6 points of contact, which is a strong line of resistance. Now you see why I added this middle moving average onto this graph is because it plays an important role in looking at cryptocurrency. You can see that we bounced off of it twice, and if I just zoom in, you'll see that we didn't actually touch it, but it's close enough as where it's considered a bounce. Now if I go into Litecoin and I go into the 4-hour chart, you'll see we had something very similar too. Check this out now. I just want to compare it. Look at Litecoin. We came very close and bounced off. We rejected the middle moving average. And if I go onto Golem, you'll see we had a very similar pattern here. We had a bounce off of here and we fell lower. So whether or not that was due to investors, obviously, pulling money out, you can see why it happened now. So it was almost planned that if we looked on the 4-hour chart yesterday and we saw our rush up, I would have said that this is going to be our line of resistance. It's whether or not we can break through here and use it as support and bounce up above it, or whether or not we were going to hit it and bounce down and then use it as it's going to act as resistance. So that's pretty much what it's doing right now. You can see we came up on Litecoin, hit it, rejected it, and now fell below. Just going to put this back, and you can see how on Golem we did a very similar thing. Hit it numerous times, tried to break above, couldn't, and now fell below. So you can see how these patterns play effect in different crypto, but are all generally the same thing. So you can see how we're starting to form a line of, a descending triangle within Golem. So definitely I would not recommend buying into Golem at the moment. You can read the disclaimer below in the description. I did change that, basically stating that I'm not a financial advisor and everything I say you shouldn't use as financial advice. I'm not a registered financial advisor, so this is just for, I guess, entertainment purposes and whatever you guys want to make of it, but and informational purposes only. But as you can see, these lines here add up very well, and you can see that's acting as very huge resistance. So by looking at this chart, and if you can see that we bounced right off this line of support here, what I would recommend and most likely call for Golem is that it's going to continue moving down, and we're going to continue moving down until we can pop above it. So that's what I'm expecting, and I can just get this out here, and we'll get a color like blue so we can draw. So this is what I expect to happen. We're going to end up falling, bouncing off of it again, falling, and then probably swinging up to retest that middle moving average. So if I just change this to green, this is, well, that's not what I meant to do. All right, let's change that to blue. All right, whatever. But basically, this is going to end up probably swinging something like that over. And when that happens, just grab that and change that to blue. Okay, so you can see here, we're going to probably swing down, retest that here, swing down again, and pop through this descending triangle. Most likely, that's what's planned off this bounce right here, this line of support. Clearly a huge reversal pattern, and we shot up extravagantly and at a numerous rate. You can see we're probably going to bounce and then pull up and come back down to retest that middle moving average. Whether we break through or not, I'm not sure yet, but if you wanted to swing trade, this is the thing you would try and catch. This is where you'd get your profit, buying it at the breakout when we break above this line and hitting here. But otherwise, hopefully that's going to wrap up the video for today. Hopefully that was informational for you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date with everything that's changing in cryptocurrency. And otherwise, leave a comment below telling me what your top altcoin is, and maybe you'll get shouted out. And also leave a comment if you are a subscriber as to where your location is. And I'll make a list and maybe let everyone know where everyone's from. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.